Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Justin Fairman. I'm one of the co-founders of LearnDash, and with me I have Jesse van de Hulsbeek from Yoast SEO, and he is here to talk a little bit about Yoast Academy. Jesse, thank you so much for being here.
Hi there, great to be here.
Now, I know you guys are doing a lot of great things. You have a really big course catalog, and I've had a chance to jump into some of the courses. They're incredibly well done. But before we do that, I figure it'd be good to take a moment just to talk more at a high level about you, about Yoast, and this entire Yoast Academy project. So why don't we start a little bit with your background?
Yeah, yes, I've worked at Yoast for 9 months now, so that's quite short. Before that, I used to be an English teacher at secondary school. I did that for 5 years, and I saw a job opening at Yoast and afterwards I heard that they were really looking to take their academy to a new level because we started in 2015. Marika, one of the board, wanted to do something with education. She had a background in education as well. And in 2 years, they kind of built the academy, and they were looking to take it to another level in 2017. They decided to look for someone who had some experience in education, and that was me. So for the past year, we've really thought about how we could improve, and that's one of the reasons we switched to LearnDash, to make sure that we had a better basis, which allowed us to make more meaningful assignments and stuff like that.
Before we jump in to the actual courses and the stuff you've been working on, for maybe somebody that's watching, can you give just a brief overview about what Yoast does?
Yeah, we're mostly known for our Yoast SEO plugin, which essentially helps you rank in Google. And about 8 million people around the world use it. I think we are running on more than 10% of the 1 million biggest websites in the world. And we're a WordPress plugin, so for the largest CMS in the world. So we're quite a big company within our market. And the plugin is our biggest product, but we're also looking to make sure that we can educate people on SEO, because our motto is SEO for everyone. So we want everyone to be able to do the stuff themselves as well, so that they know what exactly are the things we do in the plugin and what they can do themselves to make sure that they can rank that website. Because of course, there's many things that you have to do yourself and we can't do for you. So that's what we teach people.
Yeah, and I can speak firsthand to the product. We use it on our LearnDash site, and like millions of other people, right? But it's a fantastic tool, and when we put out articles and we're blogging, it just makes it so we know what we're doing, and that we are maximizing that for exposure in the search engine. So it's a fantastic tool. If anyone watching doesn't have it, it's free. You can go check it out. But that is not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the Yoast Academy. So you touched a little bit about the purpose of it, but why don't you explain kind of where it's at today and the vision for the Yoast Academy as a whole?
Yeah, we now have about 10 courses on the most important SEO topics. And what we're doing right now is revising most of those courses. So we're revising 4 courses this year and making 2 new ones, and also making 2 free courses. So the most important focus right now is that we make a shift from just telling people information, just giving them the knowledge, just throwing it at them and saying, okay, this is what it is, go do it. To an approach which is more meaningful and more educational, in that we look at long-term retention and the ways of conveying information that foster that long-term retention, and also practice a lot so that people actually learn skills rather than just knowledge.
Yeah, that's great. And it seems like a perfect complement to the product too. It's like you're giving people the tool, but then you're also training them on kind of the what's behind the tool, the theory and the knowledge behind it. Are we here, we're just looking at the standard dashboard? Is this what somebody would see when they log in?
Yeah, this is the course overview. So you have all your courses here. At the top you have these the courses which you are going to which you haven't started yet. Then you have courses which are in progress, which you can't see here because I've actually completed all the courses, of course. And at the bottom you have the completed courses, which you also have a certificate for, which you can put on your website.
And in this course catalog, I think you mentioned it, but some of these courses are free, and then there's a paid courses as well, correct?
Yeah, the SEO for Beginners course, which is actually at the time of recording not been released yet, but probably when we publish this it will be. This is a free one, the SEO for Beginners course, and the rest are now paid courses. So those are courses which are more for the advanced level. So we have the SEO for Beginners course, and then the logical next step would be the basic SEO course, which addresses the basics of how to do something. The SEO for Beginners course is just discussing what is, for example, keyword research, what is SEO copywriting, and the basic SEO course teaches you how to do those things. And then, of course, we have all the courses aimed at a specific topic, which really dive deep into that topic, as well as the Yoast SEO for WordPress course, which is simply teaching you to use the plugin.
Would it be possible to maybe show one of these courses, like go into maybe the SEO for Beginners course, which I believe you said is a free one?
Yeah, sure. The free course, of course, is something we hope a lot of people will do to get acquainted with our academy. So as you can see here, I actually don't see the course outline because I've already completed it. So we have a screen here which celebrates the fact that you have completed the course.
Yeah,
and that was
nice.
something. That's something we are also focusing on this year, to try to engage more with our customers. As the previous years, we were simply giving someone a course and that's it. And it wasn't very satisfying. If you finished a course, nothing happened. So you just return to the screen at the beginning. And what we're doing right now is setting up engagement emails. So if you haven't had any progress in a couple of weeks, we ask you, is there anything wrong? Is there anything you need help with? Thus making sure that we provide better service, and also that more people will finish the courses. One fun thing is this is actually my girlfriend here, Martje. She also works at Yoast Academy, and she celebrates your having the course here.
Oh, that's a great idea. Is just when someone completes a course, you want to tell them, what to do next, or at least give them a congratulations. So that seems like a nice little touch that you guys have in your courses.
Yeah, and so you can see at the right is the course navigation, and we can go to a lesson right here. So every lesson contains a couple of things. First of all, we have lesson goals, because we think it's very important that before you start working on the information, that you know what the end goal is. Of course, that's an educational principle that has been proven as well by research. You see here that the goals of this lesson. After that, we always have a video first, or several videos if the information is too much to take in at once. We try to aim for about 5 to 9 minutes, because we've seen that is the attention span that people can handle when it comes to video online. So we try to break everything up into bite-sized videos. Another thing which is very important in the videos that we do is that we try to make sure that the text matches with the images that we provide there as well. So we have a speaker. I'll show you something. Let's see. We have a speaker who gives information about a certain topic. We do that in a video studio. So we have autocue text which we prepare, and people are presenting that. What we try to do is then through keynotes add visual materials which will foster a long-term retention. So what you see here is that Marike is explaining about how a spider is going to crawl the web. So how Google makes sure that it puts the information on your site in its index. and we visualize that by a spider going to a link, for example, example.com. That's the first step. And in the second step, the spider says, let's put this information in the index, which is content, headings, and links. And that's what she explains, and we try to make sure that we catch that in as clear an image as possible. So that's the video. And we also have PDFs with all of these materials rehashed in text, because that is also a principle which is important, that you have video and text accompanying it, to make sure that first of all, people who want to learn in different ways get the chance to learn that, to do that, and also that the text and the video combine to make sure that you understand and remember what is taught. So there's the videos and then the text, and at the end of each lesson you have a quiz. Let's go through that. Yeah, so this one, spider is also called a bot or a crawler. And the fact that you have to type this in means that you're more engaged than when you just have to click something. We used to have a learning management system which only allowed us to do multiple choice questions, and this is just much more diverse and allows us to create much more meaningful assignments. So that's fun and very rewarding.
Yeah, I like how you have in your course just multiple ways of digesting the content. So you have the videos, the downloads, explainer text, closed captions, and then you have quizzes to kind of drive home those different learning points. I think that's a really, really smart of you guys to do, because it's just really, like you said, allowing people to learn things in the way that they prefer to learn it.
Yeah, we try to incorporate research in it as well.
Definitely, and you can tell in this program. So I see that you use, I mean, obviously you're using LearnDash, but one thing that people that are also creating courses with LearnDash love to hear are other maybe tools or plugins or something that you're leveraging to, kind of put this all together. Do you happen to, can you share some of the applications? I think that's probably Wistia that you're using as your video player, but are there any other tools that you can share?
Not really. We try to stick to the basics. So we obviously we use your question types and your LMS. We use Wistia to upload the videos in, but the rest is pretty much straightforward text. And we try to focus on the most effective education, and you can do that without many tools, I think.
That's actually, I love that, because while people are looking for tools to supplement their learning management system, I think this is a great example of you don't have to have that, and you can just focus on the content. You don't need all the extracurricular stuff. So there is a case to be made for keeping things simple.
Yeah, that's something I learned from our technical board member, who always asks me, so what is the use case for this? Why do you need this? Why is this the biggest problem that we have to tackle right now? Or is there something bigger that we should be tackling? So anytime I ask for some development time, I'm thinking about, is this really necessary? So if it's not, stick to the basics and make sure that you invest your time in actually creating meaningful materials. And that is mostly what we try to do.
Yeah, that's a great takeaway, actually. So for anybody watching that is creating your course, ask yourself why. Why are we using this one tool? And if you don't have a valid, I guess, business reason on why that would be the case, then maybe you evaluate whether you need that or not. I think a lot of times we get so into what we're doing that we forget to take a step back and ask ourselves, well, is this helping us achieve our goals? So that's a great takeaway. Okay, so what else, if you were showing this to somebody who'd never seen it before, what else would you like to point out in the Yoast Academy, something that you guys have done or that you're proud of?
Everything is quite straightforward. So we mostly use the same principles again and again. So the things I just showed you are really the things that we build our products upon. What may be interesting is that we have some extra assignments as well. So in our SEO copywriting course, we have 2 extra assignments which we also check for you. Let's see if I can find it very quickly. Yeah, so we have a keyword research assignment, in which we ask people to fill in a research sheet. I'll open it right here. So we teach people how to use, we call it main keywords, mid-tail keywords, and long-tail keywords. So those are keywords that you expect people to type into Google to find your products. And we teach them to do this, and also we have them fill in their own lists, and we check that for them, as well as a blog post in this course as well. I think it's here. This is something we want to do more and more. So we're trying to create meaningful assignments, which again ties into the idea that just throwing knowledge at someone isn't enough. You have to actually do something with that knowledge, both to make sure that you have long-term retention of the knowledge and to make sure it makes practical sense. So you're not just taking a course to get more information. You're trying to do a course to be better at SEO, and to do that you have to actually do things. So that's what we're trying to incorporate more and more.
Yeah, that's another great point, is a lot of courses are simply conveying information or just teaching, and it's very one-dimensional. What's really cool is you said that people can submit assignments, and you guys are actually taking a look at all these assignments. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we provide feedback, and what we're doing right now for the new Yoast SEO for WordPress course, we actually review your settings. So first, we take you through how to configure the Yoast SEO plugin, and really step by step have you consider the best settings for your situation. And after that, we provide feedback on that. As you can see, you have to complete the steps first before you can request the feedback. And in that way, we can, because we could also, of course, just do this for them, which we have done in the past, so configuration services, but people are much better off if they can do it themselves, and if they have to repeat the process, that they can actually do it themselves repeatedly by having learned how they should do it and considering the advantages and disadvantages of certain settings. So that's what we want to do for every course in the future. Make sure that we have assignments that either practice the skills that they've learned, or make sure that people can do what they want to do after completing the course.
I can see that being tremendously valuable, and anybody that's getting started with SEO even is just getting the information but then applying it. And yeah, I can see why you did that. You clearly have just a wide variety of experience and background in this space. If somebody's just starting to create their course, maybe their first course, and they're really new to this, and what would your advice be to them, maybe before they even start or as they're getting started in creating their courses?
What most people find difficult is taking this perspective of the learner. So what most people tend to do, and we're going back to the same point because I think it's so important, is look at the knowledge they have and think about, okay, how am I going to present this knowledge, without considering what is the most efficient way someone is going to take this knowledge in.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And what I've been taking away as you go through this program is just this mantra of keeping it simple, and and I love the tip on taking it from the learner's perspective, because you're right, it's easy to start thinking it from your perspective, what you want to teach. But if you just flip your mind to the learner, what do they want to learn, that can go a long way in creating and structuring the course. I want to thank you so much for just taking time out of your evening. I know it's evening over there, to show us around and show us the courses, share some of your knowledge. Where would somebody, or can you maybe explain where somebody would go to get access to these courses? Because I know they're going to have some free ones, and they can just jump right in and see how you've have things structured.
Yeah. So the SEO for Beginners course is actually available if you have a Yoast account. So if you sign up for our newsletter on yoast.com, it's not live right now, but it will be in a few days. If you go to the newsletter here, give me your free tips, you will also be enrolled in the course automatically, and you will receive an email that you have access to the course. And on Yoast.com, we have a very clear site structure, as any SEO site should. So if you click in the menu on SEO courses, you'll see an overview of all the courses we have. And everyone, of course, has a description of what you will learn, why this training is for you, and how much time you will need to complete it. And clear call to action buttons, as a good SEO site should have as well. One thing which is interesting to mention, I think, for companies who want their employees to do courses, is that we can also make sure that you can assign your courses to your colleagues. So if you buy a bulk of courses, you don't have to do that separately. You don't have to have everyone buy one. But what you can do is, in your My Yoast account, so that is where the courses are accessible, you can click this, and if you can see your progress in your own courses here, but if you want to buy it for someone else, you can actually assign it to someone. So if you go to enrollments here, you see that I have 3 basic SEO courses. So if I wanted to assign some to you, so I think Justin at LearnDash.com, right?
Yep, that's correct.
So if I wanted to give you this course, I could easily do it by inviting you as a student. If I send it, it will be there. Of course, you're already enrolled. But if you weren't, you'd receive an email that I invited you to join that course. So that, I think, is very convenient for people in a company which has a lot of people which could be interested in this course.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a really cool feature and super convenient for business owners or managers to add their employees. Yeah, so thank you so much again. I really appreciate you taking time to show us around, and best of luck with the rest of the courses that you guys develop.
Thank you, my pleasure.